And I was very appreciative that Reverend Jackson, who is one of our evolutionary elders, came out and spoke in behalf of LeBron James. And as a result of doing that, the media began to back away from it. So our athletes have to understand when our evolutionary elders, see, when we were much younger, we were social revolutionaries. So that's why now we are evolutionary elders. I mean, we weren't standing on the social sidelines watching different things happen and talking about it. We were actually in the mix. So that's why when Reverend Jackson made the statement that the owner of the Cavaliers was treating LeBron James like he was a runaway slave, you know.
Yeah.
When in fact LeBron James, economically speaking, brought so much money to Cleveland in the 7 years that he played basketball there. The owner is only upset because here's a Negro now he can't control anymore, and he can't control him economically. So what he had to do was to use those belittle him, exactly.
Yeah.
But we won't allow that to happen. We won't allow that to go unmatched. You know.
Well, what we're going to do as evolutionary elders, we're going to extol the virtues of this young man. And one of the things that we have already begun to do is to write a book about LeBron. Oh yes, the book will be out by the time that school opens, so that every child,
in September,
every child who admires him could walk into that school, into that classroom with a book about him. And it's going to be a book much like the book that I did on Mr. Barack Obama. It's going to be a word search book. And why is it going to be a word search book? Because we want our young brothers also to know words. Because one of the things that we know, without a doubt, that separates
quality of expression.
That's right. Our young people from other young people.
Right.
One of those things, words. So we see LeBron as being what? An advocate. Okay? We see him as being an advocate for peace. How many young boys know the meaning of the word advocate?
Right.
We see him as being audacious. How many of our young brothers or our young sisters know the meaning of the word audacious? Oh yes, we're going to teach them those words in the book. Now the book doesn't have a title yet, but the content is there, and that's one of the ways.
So
that
you
we
and
will
Mr.
work.
Whidden, you're going to get
together.
together?
Oh yeah, we're going to work together. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. As a matter of fact, this morning was the day that we started the writing of it. It's going to be a book that young people will really, really like. They'll pick it up. They'll learn all the terms in basketball, but they also learn terms that they will see on standardized tests, like the SAT.
Is that right?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Oh, so it's educational.
It is educational and it's athletic.
Educational and athletic.
Yes.
Yeah. Combination.
A combination.
With the athletic aspects of it, that would bring the youngster in.
Yes.
And then once you get him in, then you expose him to the education.
Absolutely,
That's right.
absolutely.
Right.
That's right.
We're going to help them athletically, and we're going to help them academically. Now, isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so we don't want to take what they have away. We just want to add something and give our children balance. See, our children need balance.
Yes. Quite often that happens. I always call that program managed news here in this United States. That's a term that they use very effectively. Program managed news. In other words, I tell you what I want you to know, not the truth.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, I don't tell you the whole story. I'll tell you part of the story, and, so that you cannot make a decision because you don't know the story.
Yes.
You see what I mean? I'm not going to give you all the facts so that you can evaluate it. You see what I mean? And this book will give them an idea, the cascading of the young man there.
Yes.
There he had economic power that they wanted to still control.
And he had a vision.
Right.
He was visionary.
Yeah, visionary. And the fact that he was able to make them respect him, that's the important thing too. Because see, they respected him basically because he brought something to them. That was money.
Yes, and another thing that he did, along with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, who would be his two teammates in Miami, LeBron James, he's a remarkable young man because he came out of a single-parent household and chose not to go to college. And he was no doubt, the best high school player in the country. So you can only imagine how many universities, wanted him to attend their schools. So economically speaking, he would have been making money for these schools. Right. And he was honest about what he wanted to do. He wanted to play basketball. I mean, he didn't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever whatever one would have to do academically. But what he knew, that he had the athletic skills to go from high school to the pros. And a lot of the schools, they criticized him for doing that because he came out of a black community. They said, stereotypically speaking, he is going to get in trouble, get on drugs, and do all of these things. Well, he never did that. So they never talk about the positive side of him coming out of the environment that he came out of. And because he is a young man who came out of the ghettos of Akron, Ohio, and was dining with Warren Buffett. So you're not going to hear that on CNN. But if he had been selling drugs, that would have been everywhere. Yeah. See, right, so everywhere. You'd have to listen, Mr. Brown, to what you don't hear as much as what you do hear. So when you don't hear LeBron James' name tied to drugs, or he's beating up his girlfriend, or he left his children, you don't hear those things about him. But what you hear is, he betrayed the city.
Right. Well, I tell you, that's some subject that we really have to spend a little more time on. And as far as your organization is concerned, Dr. Williams, tell us just how, if anyone, I know you got a lot of revolutionary elders out there, if they want to get involved with your organization.
If they want to get involved, and right now we invite you to be a part of our evolutionary elders movement.
Right.
All they would have to do is to go to my website or go to my email. And the email is educationissues@hotmail.com. That's educationissues@hotmail.com.
Okay.
And just express an interest. There are a lot of people. I tell you, as I move about the area, both locally and nationally, and I mentioned the word evolutionary elder, everybody gets excited.
Instead of senior citizen.
They don't like
senior citizen is out.
I don't like it either, because I'm empowered. And the evolutionary elder movement empowers me. I could be home doing a lot of things, like fishing. Right. Going on trips every now and then to Atlantic City or wherever. No, that's not what it's all about. It's about doing things that's going to empower other people. And the other people, primarily for us, would be the young people. Right. But when we empower the young people, we empower ourselves.
Right. Right. And you're giving back, which is one of my principles. You have to give back. And I want to thank both of you, Mr. Whitten and Dr. Williams, for being here on the show. And remember this, evolutionary elder. When someone calls you a senior citizen, or they want to do something about, say, well, you're a senior citizen, tell them you're not a senior citizen, you're an evolutionary elder. And what we're going to do, the elders are going to work with the young people. That's the main thing, because that's a lot of talent those elders have that we really need, and they need it. See you next time.